right, people, what the hell is going on? Where my headphones before I forget these? I'm sitting here. I'm in pre-workout mode right now. I got my workout gloves on. I had to go buy me some more 6-inch wristbands. I I don't know where my other ones went, but I got fucking 6-pack of these on fucking uh Amazon. Got my pre-workout in this in sparkling water combo. I just wanted to do a quick video, and I'm not centered. Uh, while I do my little 45 minutes to an hour before I go outside and try to manage doing a workout. I didn't want to go to the gym today because it costs fucking $30. I didn't want to go to the gym today. It costs $30. I gotta pay $15 to get up there, $15 to get back. I don't feel like driving. Or actually, I'm not supposed to drive. But either way, I ain't doing it. But anywho, didn't have nothing in particular I wanted to talk about. I had a couple of things running through my head the last few days, or at least yesterday. And of course, since I hit the record button, I ain't gonna be able to recall none of that. Y'all know how that go. I've been sitting around watching random ass movies on fucking Netflix and shit, and I kind of I guess I'll go into this. Kind of remind myself why I don't watch a lot of media. As far as like the typical stuff that people watch and listen to, not the stuff I watch it's like true crime, documentaries, all that type of shit. I stay away from the movies and music in general. That shit puts you in a fucking It puts me in a bad mood. Well, actually, no. It reminds me of a bunch of shit. You know, it reminds me of the typical shit. I know I've talked about before, like these movies and stuff, and people watch these movies, they listen to these songs, and they mind get attached to that shit. You know, oh, that's what I want. That's me right there. I'm like, man, nah. I be watching these movies and I'm just like, I don't want to watch that. And they bring up a bunch of old shit. I'm like, shit that ain't work. For me, shit don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit don't work like that. You go on to fucking listen to the music and all this other stuff. Depending on which songs you listen to, you know, they got everything ain't all lovey-dovey. You know? And and typically, man, if you listen to like Evans Blue, and Theory of a Dead Man, oh man. If you want to talk about that more than anything, that shit talks about fucked up relationships. More than all this lovey-dovey, I want to be with you type of shit. A lot of that music is like, fuck you. Better off without your ass type of music. You have to stop listening to that shit for a while. You know, the shit puts your ass in a mind frame. Just like, nah. I try to stay neutral when it comes to all that shit. I do. I try to stay neutral when it comes to all that stuff. It don't always work. You're gonna be exposed to something. But I try. Ain't really much else I can do about it other than try. Just be like, man, I'm not for getting into a mind space to where shit have you wanting for shit. You know what I'm saying? And I start thinking that, maybe I should just, well, that's what I've done. I stick myself right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You stick yourself right in the center of shit. You ain't over here, you ain't over there, you right in the fucking middle. and you just deal with whatever the fuck comes along. And I ain't talking about just relationships and, you know, dealing with women and shit like that. I just talk about every goddamn thing. You know, just stay in the middle, deal with what comes along. Every once in a while, you have to shift to one direction or another, depending on what you got to take care of at the same time. But stay centered right there in the goddamn middle. And don't get too goddamn attached to one damn thing. That's why, you know, that's why I like having this little space right here. I ain't really got no neighbors. I guess I'm going to have some neighbors. The little shop next door that I had to sell. It's a for rent sign out there. So I'm like, and even dealing with that, I'm like, okay, the people that come in there that I talk to about this, that, and the other. And I could tell they done been over there because I done turned off the utilities and shit over there. So there ain't no light, water, none of that shit over there. I can see where it's like bags of trash and shit outside. So somebody done been up in there. Well, you know, folks come in. And yeah, I want to open up, do appliances and shit. And I ain't doing no goddamn appliances over there. It's a straight up for rent sign out there. You say you want to do appliances in here, but you got a for rent sign out in front. So I'm like, yeah. So I don't know what the fuck is going to be next door to me. And I can't worry about it. That's not my shit no more. Not to my proper tat. And at the end of the day, none of my business. It will be some of my business, depending on what's going on over there, because we share a fucking driveway, essentially. But I ain't going to worry about that, you know. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Like I say, I stay centered. I ain't going to worry about that shit, good or bad. The only thing I need to worry about is this little property that I'm on, that I got it. Matter of fact, I was right. I was doing... yesterday, that was not last, was that last night? No, night before last. Night before last, I got off my lazy ass, but I was sitting right here. I got a call. Usually I have to call and pay my bills. Well, some of them. Because I was doing them on both of these buildings, and it's just like, okay, well, shit. I only had to call and pay one bill, the water bill, $25. Yeah, I got a $25 water bill. I was like, everything else is cut off. You know what I'm saying? I was like, everything else is cut off. I was like, okay. I only had to pay that one goddamn bill. That's nice. Everything else is on auto pay. You know, my internet and my light. I guess that's it. Internet and light. Other than the other ancillary shit that you got to pay for. You know what I'm saying? It's like phone and all this other shit. But actually, my internet and phone is one bill now. So, and my other phone bill is gone because I let that go. That one is off now. Well, it ain't off. It's just deactivated. It'll cut off eventually. If for whatever reason I just so happen to need another phone line, I can always just pay that bill to reactivate it. I would have to pay like a little fee, but I don't. There was no reason for me to have two goddamn phones. What else? Yeah, but I got all that done. All of it's done. Just worry about what I got here. I paid my bills. Oh, and I grabbed the checkbook and I went through the little the county statements for the property tax. And I had all 4 invoices. I had all 4 statements. So I had to go through the statements and pay, at least not the ones that I just sold, because I had the statements for those too. I almost paid. It was in the envelope and stamped. You know what I'm saying? Until I started looking through the goddamn statements again, I'm like, shit, hold up. It's the wrong goddamn, it's the wrong fucking shit. Because this house and the shop next door on the statement, it's 2 different statements, but they have the same address. And the shop, and I'm like, nerp. I looked at the amounts. I'm like, shit, nah, wait a minute. So I'm like, which is kind of funny. I don't know how much. I don't know. I gotta eventually. I'm gonna have to check all that shit out and see how much of that land that I own over there, because that has to be a big piece, bigger than what I think it is. You know what I'm saying? Bigger than what I think it is, because the property tax on that shit was like $1,500. Property tax on this house is like 800 and something. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just under 900. And at the shop, the check that I had wrote was for $600, $1,600. You know. Now the other lot is kind of obvious because it's 2935. You can look at the statement and be like, okay, that one is out. You know what I'm saying? But the 3001 and the 3001, you got to look at that shit. I had to look at the actual price of the property and all this other stuff to make sure. I'm like, nope. That's the one I just sold. That, let me go. I had to tap the envelope. I had to peel off the stamp because I only had one stamp left. Yeah, I had to fix that. I was about, not only was I about to write a fucking, because they was going to cash that check. County was going to cash that check. Whether it was right or not, they was going to cash that check. Was going to be like $1,600. I ended up paying maybe like 45% less, because it was like, I guess the check was close to 900 that I broke, which, I mean, that's a big ass difference. You want to pay a check for $890 something or $1,600. He's just like, nah. I hurry up and fix that shit, because I would have just put that in the mail, and oh man, I would have been pissed. So now that I got that done, I went and took care of all that shit. So now all I'm doing is waiting for like tax time. You know, I'm dealing with this tax time. I put that in the mail. They took that yesterday. It's out in the mail. But the next tax time come a few months from now, where I got to deal with the sale of the property and all of that. Because, you got to pay taxes on that shit. So it's like, yeah, it's whatever. Because what I did is, I'm back to where I started. I'm back to where I started. That whole thing, selling the property was a transaction of relief. I don't have to pay like $1,600 and another $1,500 or whatever it is, another $3,000 for that land though. It's just sitting there that I got to pay for every year. You know what I'm saying? Plus the bills and stuff that I was getting from the shop, from the lights, gas, and water and all that other shit. All that shit is gone. Got the sale from that, and it's not like I got a whole bunch of money, because what I did was yesterday, that money that don't do me no good sitting in my goddamn bank account. Asides what I have to pay, you know what I'm saying? Asides what I have to pay in taxes, put the shit. I put a big ass chunk of that money up. You know what I'm saying? Put it up. I made 3 transfers yesterday. And I'm like, okay, I got enough money in my bank account to pay my taxes. You know what I'm saying? I got enough money in my bank account to pay my taxes. Other than that, I'm right where I started. Except for, I don't have all the extra bills. Which is fine for me. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine for me. Which is fine for me. The next thing I got to do is, in due time, when I get some extra money coming in, make some phone calls, and I'll figure out how much it's going to cost me to go ahead and switch all this shit out of my dad's name, because that's another thing I had to do. I started that with the water bill, where I had to pay the water bill. I cut the water off next door and blah, blah, blah. With the utilities now, they don't want to talk to you unless your name It's on the bill. So I have to, every time I have to do some shit like that, I have to explain to motherfuckers. Like, well, my dad died 3 years ago. I just been paying the goddamn bill. And if you want to do anything, even if you want to switch the shit over, you got to get fucking driver's license or social security card, a social security number, all that other shit, just to be able to do it. And I'm like, man, come on. Now, I was able to do it without that, but I mean, I don't know. Who the fuck? Well, I don't know. No, with the utilities and shit, why they got that extra shit where we can only deal with the person that's actually named on the goddamn bill. I mean, if that's the case, don't let me pay the fucking bill. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me pay the bill. If you can't talk to me, then I shouldn't be able to pay the fucking bill. That means whatever payment y'all get should have to come from the named account. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Now, if I have to call and deal with the goddamn bill, who am I speaking with? Motherfucker. I have to be, I'm speaking, I have to use my dad's name and shit like that. Then, but if I have to do something important, you know, if I don't have all that documentation around me and blah, 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 like driver's license and all that, you know, social security card, that shit might be, that shit is around here somewhere, but who the fuck want to go looking for that shit every time you need to use it? No. That's what I'm doing. Get all this shit transferred into my goddamn name. Go into all the little details about what I can get, since I'm not a senior, but I am disabled. So see what kind of shit that I'm eligible for. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I could have got a whole lot more money. I could have got a whole lot more money for the shit that I just sold next door, if the shit was in my name. You know, like a lot more. Like maybe fucking a good job's whole year's salary more. You know, that kind of shit. But I wouldn't. You know, so it wasn't nothing I can do. And and that shit just happened to happen right before tax time. So I was able to take care of that. So I'm thankful for that. You know, I'm thankful for that. So I ain't gonna, you know, I don't dwell on it. It's just you gotta take care of shit. Things usually happen in due time. At least for me. Shit usually happens in due time. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't out here doing stupid shit and stuff like that. You know, whatever needs to happen, what happens? I mean, you have to be doing your part, but still, you know, whatever needs to happen, what happen if you know, engaging in the process. And so I got that done, and now I'm waiting for tax. I'm waiting for tax time, and trying to figure out, okay, well, when next year come, you know, this time next year, when next November come around and them tax statements come in, what am I gonna be able to do then? That's it. That's the only thing I'm worried about. And trying to figure out what kind of budget, you know, that I'm gonna be going through, because I gotta, you know, I'm not out here just living the fucking life, you know. I ain't out here living the goddamn life. I'm just out here, you know, trying to make it just like everybody else. I got my one little trip in a few weeks where I go to Vegas. That's it. A lot of people, you going to Vegas? Oh, I ain't been nowhere since fucking 2016. It's 2022, about to be 2023. I ain't been nowhere since 2016. At least as far as just me just going out on my own and just trying to have some goddamn fun. No, I ain't been nowhere since 2016. And that was the last time I went to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? That was the last time I went to Vegas. Other than that, no, I ain't done shit. Pretty much since then, it was like, well, matter of fact, was it 2016 or 2015? I don't remember now. 26, 27. It's been a while. That's all I gotta say. It's been a while. So I'm like, I ain't worried about that. Like I say, I stay my ass centered right here. Whatever I feel I need to do at the goddamn time, if I can do it, I might do it. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how the fuck I feel. You gotta think, this Vegas trip and some shit I just popped up and did, man. I've been playing this shit since spring. You know what I'm saying? I've been planning this shit since spring. I'm like, okay, shit, springtime come around, all right. I'm gonna say, well, I need to start looking at some shit and see what the fuck I might want to go to Vegas. And that was, I mean, literally, that was last spring. They wasn't even booking flights for this shit. I had to wait a couple of months, a month and a half or some shit like that, before they even started booking flights, at least on Southwest, for Vegas at this time of year. They did. You couldn't even book no flights past fucking November. And that was a budget shit. You know, that was a budget trip. It still is a budget trip. So, you know, just trying to hang out. You know, go get the fuck away from here. I don't know what my cat's gonna be here in the house, tearing up shit. So I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna come back home to. But you know, I got it. You know, I got a little plan for them so they won't. You know, they won't starve. You know what I'm saying? Die of thirst. Now if they'll be able to. You know, the cats know how to get in and out the fucking house. So I mean, you get into some trouble outside. Then, you know what I'm saying? I gave them access to get in and out the fucking house. My cats they are at least that smart. You know, they are. They are at least that smart. They know how to get in and out the fucking house. If some shit going on outside, they gonna come in the fucking house. Whichever way they know how. So, and I got somebody that's supposed to come by and check on the house as far as making sure that ain't nothing nefarious going on around here, to make sure ain't nobody trying to get in and do all kind of weird shit. So I got that covered too. So I ain't tripping. I don't know what the fuck else is going on. I had sorry. Sometimes you be thinking and that little tingling come, you gotta pause. You be like, wait a minute. That's how my dad sounded when he sneezed. I'm like, what the fuck is... I mean, literally, if I... Now, I know I look like my dad, but this right here, I sound like him. Now, our voices don't exactly sound alike, but we both got we both got that. I've heard that plenty of times. Not at me or at people, but every once in a while my dad would be doing some shit. And you know how something might happen, something might break, or you be trying to do something, can't figure it out, or something is frustrating you. Man. Just hearing that shit out the blue is... Now, if you ain't familiar with it, that shit was scary. You be like, what the fuck? But if you know what it is, it's funny. Fucked up part about it is that sound is coming out of my mouth. Oh man, that's that sound is coming out of my mouth. But I'm pretty sure I've done it. I'm trying to recall if I've done that. You get frustrated. You just, I know I've gone out, but I don't know if I've made that scream in those specific instances. But I do have that scream. That's funny. I can use it. If I wanted to just scare somebody, just sneak up behind them. Like ninja style, where they don't even know you there. They just motherfucking shit on themselves. Like, sorry. I got some napkins here, but you might need a whole goddamn pack. It sounded like you let it loose. Anyway, fucking just the chat. What else, man? I don't know what the hell else is going on. I guess this is turning into one of my life update videos at this point. But yeah, I got all that shit taken care of as far as the business aspect of dealing with shit at the house, other than paying the yearly federal income tax, which is usually what I don't have to do. But at least this year, I have, at least this year, I have a fucking, what they call it? Goddamn, I have a capital gain this year, so if I have to pay taxes on that, it is what it is. Like I say, I'm not a patriot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no Pledge of Allegiance, no none of that shit. You even see me waving no American flags and no shit like that. I do my fucking part. How? I pay my taxes. I don't vote. I know that might screw a lot of people, but no, I don't vote. I have no interest in voting. I don't. I really don't. My thing is I don't complain. I don't complain. I pay my taxes. Because as far as we can tell, folks know better than I do. What the general population. I'm talking about the smart folks. The general population know better than I do. Now, they did vote in Trump, so I can't really say much about that. But you know what? I didn't mind Trump. As a president, no, I don't mind Trump. Trump didn't do shit to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't do shit to me. Personally, he didn't. Obama did. And that's somebody I would have voted for. And I wasn't happy with shit Obama did. That actually cost me a whole lot of money. And that ain't generally the case. That's not generally the case. Like, let's start counting over the years that he was in office. Like, nigga, I lost shit. I did the math at one point. I was like, nigga, while Obama was in office, I lost a year's salary. Like, literally. I did the math of all the shit that he cost me, just from regular everyday life before he got in office till after he got until his pregnancy. Oh my God. His presidency cost me a year's salary. So yeah. Yeah. And we don't want to go into bullshit of how much shit. And a lot of that included that fucking Obamacare shit. So yeah, I don't vote. Because the one time that I would have had a clear vote, I would have voted for some shit that fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? I would have voted for some shit that fucked me up. So I stay in my lane. It's not my place to. It sounds stupid to say that, but I don't know enough about what goes on. Be voting unless it's some obviously stupid ass shit. And people with obviously stupid shit don't usually make it to a level where they make any goddamn difference. So yeah, I don't really worry about that. I don't. They got the local shit, like you deal with the judges and the mayors and all that type of shit that goes on around here locally. You know what I'm saying? Like in the county or some governor or some shit. That shit so goddamn childish. I mean, the big elections, the nationwide federal elections, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, those ain't no goddamn different. But the shit down here be so goddamn childish, man. It's so goddamn childish. I'm like, if you post an ad like that against somebody, why the fuck would I vote for you? You know what I'm saying? That's my goddamn mentality. I'm like, if you out here throwing mud at somebody else instead of talking about what the fuck you finna do, you not the type of person I want in office. You know what I'm saying? You just not. That's my mentality. That is my mentality. If you the kind of people if you the kind of person out here that's slanging mud instead of just doing an ad talking about what you gonna do and not talking about what other people done, then you're not the kind of person I would vote for. And I usually don't pay attention to shit, none of that shit, because I'm like, they be like, such and such did this, and such did that. That is such a goddamn turnoff. You know what I'm saying? That is such a goddamn turnoff. If somebody came up to you personally with that type of bullshit, you wouldn't deal with them. You wouldn't. That is not an attractive trait. That's messy as hell. It is. It's messy as hell. And people in general tend to stay away from messy ass people. Unless they messy ass people. Messy ass people running packs. You know what I'm saying? But normal ass folks generally find that shit distasteful. Why the fuck would they vote for you? If that's, that's a messy ass motherfucker. And they grown. These are 40, 50, 60-year-old ass motherfuckers. Out here spatting and talking and ranking on each other in the fucking news and on the fucking TV and shit. Spending a whole lot of money to do this shit. Like they're fucking high school or some shit. Like, nah. I don't find none of y'all attractive. I don't. It's just, that's how I am. That's how I am. It's kind of like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't like the comedians that always like, I don't like comedians that can't take like normal ass pictures in their promos. Okay, I just don't. If you're one of those comedians that you always gotta have your mouth wide ass open, I'm funny, look at me, I'll pass. You know what I'm saying? I'll pass. I just fucking pass. And don't none of the comedians I like do that shit. You know what I'm saying? All the comedians I like, they might have a little smirk or some shit, but you sit there with your mouth wide ass open, and I should not see your tongue and your tonsils or none of that shit. Close your fucking mouth, man. I'm just like that. I can't help it. I'm weird when it comes to shit. This is the same thing on fucking YouTube. You want to know how many goddamn YouTube channels I done stopped watching or unsubscribed to because they started copying other people where they all. Yeah, you start doing thumbnails with your mouth wide ass open and you a grown ass man, out of there. I don't give a fuck who you are. What's his name started doing that shit? What's his name? Rob Comics Explained. I like Rob. I have to watch Rob shit in spurts because, I be watching comics and, I follow that kind of shit. And when it comes to the movies and all that, but I like to watch his shit I like the stockpile shit. So I wait a few months before I watch. But that's on his main channel. I tried to follow his other channel. I think he had a couple other channels where he it's on. He have thumbnails on his main channel, but it's like comic shit. On his other channel, you have him on the cover, and he started that shit. Unsubscribe, and I like the videos. But I don't want to see no grown ass man on my screen with his mouth wide ass open. I'm sorry, and then it don't fit him. At least in my personality, in my opinion, it don't fit him. Just why are you doing that? You see, and it started. Everybody started it. It's one of them things on YouTube where one person started doing some shit, then everybody started. You want to get some views? You gotta look surprised, like you just shot out a goddamn unicorn. Like, nah, man, I don't want to see that shit. And even on my phone, all that shit. If I'm sitting here, I'm scrolling, I'm trying to find something to watch. I don't give a damn what the subject matter is. If I see your face on there and your mouth is wide ass open, I'm passing it the fuck by. Fucked up part about that was on my channel, especially if you scroll all the way down to my old videos before I started putting thumbnails, my mouth is always open on my pictures. Because it put that random ass spot from your videos on there. And I'm always talking in my videos just like I'm doing now. So the little thumbnail, the automatic thumbnail that goes on there is always catching me in mid-speak with my mouth ass open. I'm just like, oh man. I was looking at that, I was like, oh man. I was talking about people, because I've talked about this before. I was like, man, I just got to talk about people, and I just scroll all the way down to a bunch of my old videos and all my thumbnails. if you even want to call them thumbnails, is me. It's just, I actually did that on purpose. On way back in the day on Instagram. And I do mean way back in the day on Instagram. Not the Instagram we got now. I'm talking about pre-Facebook Instagram. And you used to like, you do a video and you could scroll. You could scroll for, you know, and pick which frame would be, you know, on the video. And I would always pick one where my face was kind of like, or some shit like that. I did that for a while. It's for a whole different reason, but still, it was funny. It was funny to me at the goddamn time. Cat, what are you doing in there? I'm almost finished with my pre-workout. I don't know, man. What is it you want? Is food and water in there? Oh, you way over there. Yeah, I'll be talking to the goddamn cat looking in a whole different... I'm over here like, hey, that motherfucker right over there. Well, he ain't there. Why are you going back and forth? You gotta figure some shit out, boy, because I'm gonna be gone in a couple of weeks. Y'all gonna have the house to yourself. There's gonna be shit everywhere. I mean, I already talked about this. It's gonna be like shit everywhere, figuratively and literally. Oh man. Anyway, what else do I want to talk about? Probably not much because I gotta pee. Who hissing? I don't know. So, I had jumped on not voting, and I went into some whole other shit. Like I said, I'm the #1 rambler, baby. If I'm going, at least I got a title on. Well, it's a self-proclaimed title. It's a self-proclaimed title, but I'm pretty sure I'm the #1 rambler on fucking YouTube at this point. Cause not me. I don't even think many people would. Everybody trying to get their channels monetized and all kind of shit like they try to cater their shit to the meta. What the fuck is a meta? To the meta. Maximize views and all that. I don't do none of that shit. My YouTube channel is a journal. It is. It's a fucking journal. It's a social media and a fucking journal all in the fucking one. One day I won't be here. And folks will be able to hop on my fucking YouTube channel, figure out what the fuck is going on. What happened to this motherfucker? Well, I don't know if that final part will be on here, but, you know. It's what it's for. It's a journal. Not for to write shit down. I tried that. It's boring. I'd rather shoot a fucking video. I guess that's it for now. I'm finna go outside. Well, I'm finna go take me a leak. Go outside. Do me some bench presses. So since I'm not going to the gym today, get me at least a little bit of workout in. I need to make a call. I need to go to Walmart. That's what I need to do. I'm gonna have to call somebody. I'm running low on insulin, so yeah, I need to go to Walmart. So I'm gonna have to give me a ride to Walmart, give me some insulin, either today or tomorrow. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and do me a workout. I got a salad in there, some vegetables I put in the air fryer, fry that shit up, trying to keep my diet as clean as I can before the Vegas trip come along. You don't want to go out there all fucked up. Just, you don't want to go out there all fucked up. You going to travel and make sure, you at least while you out of town, out of pocket, try to make sure you healthy as possible. Go out there eating a whole bunch of bullshit and fried foods and shit like that. End up with food poisoning or bad belly or, you get the squirts or some shit. Just kind of ruin your whole goddamn time. No, just chill the fuck out, man. And hopefully trying to get into some new habits going into the new year so I can make more New Year's resolutions that will only last about 2 weeks, but you know, whatever. You're gonna make the resolutions, at least make them, and say that I'm gonna try to be in shape by the time summer get here, and then I'm gonna be in shape by the time fucking the end of summer, and then be like, well, you know what I'm saying, I'll try to be in shape by the time New Year's come around. Yeah, it goes like that. I've done all that. As you can see, I ain't in no motherfucking shape. Look at my little wiggly ass arm. Anyway, I'm gonna catch y'all later on the flip side and all this other shit that I use to say. Look at this. I'm not shaving until I haven't shaved since this summer. This all I got. Like literally. I haven't shaved since this summer. You would think it'll be more hair here. It's kind of disappointing in a way. But I'm for to pop out of here and I'm gonna catch y'all later.